Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and I am a spiritual mindset coach and Reiki master, helping women break through their limiting beliefs, rewire their brain, and manifest the life of their dreams. Just Like You is a podcast for all of the divine souls looking for guidance on their healing and ascension journey. We explore the depths of the universe, hold space for vulnerable conversations about spirituality and self-development, delve into the esoteric things like how to manifest, star seeds, the astral realm, and shed light on taboo topics such as plant medicine and so much more. I am honored that you are here to take this journey with me. I want everyone listening to be able to leave each episode feeling inspired and having learned something tangible to take away into their day-to-day life. If you feel called to work with me or explore this work deeper, please reach out at imalexischristine.com or you can DM me on Instagram at iam.alexischristine. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Like You show. I am your host, Alexis Christine. Today, I have one of my nearest and dearest friends chatting with us, and I'm super excited for you guys to meet her. Her name is Selena. Selena and I have been friends since we were literally like 13 years old. We met in grade 8, and I think you're 13 in grade 8, aren't you? 13? Maybe 12 or 13. And yeah, she is the one that's kind of introduced me to everything spiritual and woo-woo. I used to tease her about it, and then eventually she kind of got me on her side and really enveloped me into that world, and it's been so life-changing for me. And I'm really excited for you guys to kind of hear about her journey and her perspectives on things. And every time we get together, we just have such deep and natural convos, and that's basically what this is. There aren't really any set questions. It's just kind of like a life chat, as you would say. And it was amazing. We talked about so many different things. I really think you guys will find it super interesting. And I'm super excited for you guys to listen. She is such a superstar in life. She's a host for the city of Mississauga, which is a town just beside Toronto, if you guys don't know the area. She also works for the Raptors and the Raptors 905. And she works for Lululemon, and she does so many other amazing things in addition to being one of the best friends, an amazing daughter, sister, all the other things in her life. And I'm just really, really excited for you guys to meet her. So as usual, please, if you guys are enjoying the podcast, rate us, give us a review, share us with your friends, family, whoever on your socials. It really helps to just kind of spread the word. And I just want to be able to help as many people as possible. So I really, really appreciate all of the sharing that you guys do. And with that, let's get into the episode. Selena, you're my first virtual guest. It's exciting.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I mean, I feel like we're there together because I feel like anytime we catch up or like have conversations and you're on FaceTime or something, like it just feels like you're here anyway, because that's just how we are. But
love that energy.
Exciting.
Okay, so funny little anecdote at the beginning, but welcome everyone to the Just Like You podcast. I am your host, Alexis Christine, and today I have my beautiful best friend with me. Her name is Selena Jasmine Singh. Selena, hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I miss you.
I miss you too. Thank you so much for having me on. It's so funny because like it kind of like what we talked about before hopping on, like it just feels like we're catching up, but it's like cool that we're actually going to be recording at this time and we can like look back on all the golden nuggets and stuff.
I know. I say to Selena all the time, like every time we have a conversation, it's just like so woo, so spiritual, so deep. And like we just uncover such nuggets of learning from each other. And I'm like, I just feel like it would make a great episode. Like so many people could learn from just like the random crap we discuss.
100%. And like, not even just, I think about this sometimes. I'm like, not only do I think this could benefit other people, but I think it's a good reminder for us too, like when we're kind of like maybe in our funk or kind of out of it, to like reflect back on a conversation in the past that we've had and been like, oh, you know what, this was like a point in time where we had more awareness or like mindfulness around something specific that you're like lacking in that present moment, and you're like, oh, I can just reflect back on when I was in a better space and like what I did.
Yeah. And Selena is actually the one that like prompted me to start the podcast. Cause obviously, like, I've been wanting to do a podcast for ages. I just could never really figure it out. And then I don't know how many months ago it was, you were like, this is the kind of stuff you should just do a podcast about. You were like, you should just host a podcast. And I was like, well, I want to, but I don't know if I could do it. Like I was kind of like coming and hawing, but you were the one that were like, yes, like just do it. You can do it. And then,
No, 100%. And I also think too, like a little bit before that, I just remember we were having like a really good conversation. I'm like, I was just thinking, I was like, you and I should start a podcast. And then like a few months later, I'm like, you know what? I still want to do this, but like, I don't know how the hell we're gonna work with our schedules. So like maybe not, but maybe you should do it.
maybe just you.
Maybe just you.
Oh yeah. Okay. So do you want to tell everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do, your cultural upbringing, just like Selena in a snapshot?
Oh gosh, I feel like snapshots are hard, but yeah, I'll try my best.
Okay, we'll go into detail. I mean, we got time.
we, we got time. Yeah, like I feel like bios are always so interesting, but I guess like from a career standpoint, like my background is in broadcast journalism, entertainment kind of field. So I do a lot of work with like creative and a lot of like hosting virtual digital live event. And then I also really found a love for like the wellness space. And I think that came from me working with Lululemon for so long. And then yeah, just as a person, like I am me, like I'm a sister, I am a daughter, I'm a partner. Like I try and always bring that into the conversation too. Cause I think at one point in my life, I think I was so defined by like my work titles because I do hold a lot of value in my work.
Mm,
Like I have always, like even when I was in school, like I placed a lot of value on work, whether it was like schoolwork or like as an adult, like actual like work, career, passions, those types of things.
mhm.
So yeah, I always try and bring into the conversation like who I am outside of that too. It might sound kind of like a dating profile or like me being on The Bachelor, but like I love to travel. um when I can, like I just think I've learned so much, especially from you. Like I've learned a lot from you
Oh,
about travel because
thanks.
I you're welcome. Because I travel was never like the thing that I did right off the bat. Like I think I saw you and then a couple of other friends really start to do it as we kind of entered our like young adulthood. And I was like,
Mhm,
oh, like I wonder what this would be like. And learning from like my boyfriend, like my partner as well, who's like pretty well traveled, how much growth can happen through travel. And I'm just so happy that I've had the privilege to do that. So that's something I enjoy doing. I genuinely love like my two love languages. That have been my love languages for a long time, like my two strongest ones, I'd say, are quality time and words of affirmation. And like quality time for me, whether it's like you and I catching up on FaceTime or like if you're home or if I'm, with my mom or my brother or my boyfriend or friends, whoever, like I enjoy like one-on-one time. That's like a
mhm.
really big thing to me. So as a human, like that's something I really enjoy. I love being by the water. I mean,
Yes.
I'm in Oakville, so like kind of by the water. So it's like local water. It's on ocean, but it's still really
So Lake
nice.
Ontario's great. It's got some waves. It's got the sunrises. Like we good.
Yeah, and like from a spiritual lens too, I just feel like I feel this like energy by the water and it's always
Hmm.
brought me this, I don't know, sense of like peace and calm. So,
Same.
yeah, yeah, you and I have that in common. And like you can obviously see from my background, like I know this is going to be for audio only, but like I have Malibu like waves in my
Yep.
background. But yeah, like when I can, I definitely love to be by the water and like in the heat and um I don't know, I'm trying to think of like other things about me. I love food. When it comes to like living a healthy lifestyle, I actually find it, even though I played sports all my life, I find it easier to like eat healthy, yummy things than it is to like push myself to go work out.
Interesting.
Yeah, like that's something I've noticed in my like adult years that I love going on like long walks and stuff. Like I love being active, but like if you're like, oh, let's go work out, like the button in my head would rather be like, let me go make a really like healthy, yummy meal. I don't know. So that's something I'm working on. But yeah, I guess me in a nutshell is really hard to describe, but those are a bunch of little tidbits about different aspects of my life, if that helps.
Yeah. And what is your cultural background and upbringing?
So my cultural background upbringing, my mom was born in England, but her parents are Pakistani. So like I grew up with a lot of like South Asian culture
Mhm.
being like a very like prominent thing in my life. And my dad's side of the family is Trinidadian, so having that like Caribbean side of things as well.
Love it.
Um, yeah, so it's definitely been like a really cool mix of culture growing up. Um, and I'm really grateful for both. I think they both bring a lot of different values and like just different like characteristics and things into like just into life, and it's just like a very colorful culture, both of them. So I'm
That's
really
literally
glad.
so like as soon as you said Caribbean, that's like what comes to my brain. I just think of like Caribana and like all the like fun and like music and dancing and the colors. And I'm like, it just like feels so happy.
Yeah, and like I think those are some of my really fond memories growing up too, specifically within that side of my culture, like weddings and my first experiences, like, on the dance floor and with my family and, eating good food, but also learning some of those like cultural norms. Um, and that is definitely something that rings a bell when I think of that side of my culture for sure. It's not the only thing, but it's definitely like a big one that makes me
Hmm.
happy and it makes me smile. And then yeah, my mom's side of the family, being South Asian in a different like capacity, like, I guess, yeah, my dad's side of the family, like, I feel like they have a lot of different mixes within them, but they're all from Trinidad. So it's like they're Trini, but then they also have like other Indian, like, um, kind of like backgrounds within that as well. So
Hmm.
it's a big mix.
That's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
I also love how when your mom cooks for us, like when she does the fried plantain and stuff, I'm like, ah, yes, please.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God.
just the
It's so
best.
funny. Okay. Because you're one of the people that says plantain. And I have friends that are African that say plantain. And then I have friends that are Jamaican that say plantain. And it's always the biggest debate. And I'm like, I don't know what to call it anymore.
I don't know. That's just how, I don't know who said it to me first. Actually, you know what? I think the first time I had it, I was in the Dominican on those mission trips building houses. So it was like the
Yeah.
locals cooking us the food and
Mhm.
they were saying fried plantain. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right, that's just what I'm going to call it. That's what they call it.
But no,
But
you're 100%. And you're right. I do love when my mom makes that too. And like, just growing up with my mom and my grandma cooking like a specific type of food, and then having my dad's side and like my dad's mom cooking like a different version of
mhm,
it, like because they both have traces of like South Asian cultures within it,
yeah,
but like very different twists because one is Caribbean and one is Pakistani. So yeah, the food was always bomb.
so bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just for the people who are interested, what is your sun, moon, and rising?
Oh, okay. So my sun is Aquarius,
Mhm.
my moon is Capricorn, and my Leo, or sorry, in my
Rising.
okay, rising or is ascendant,
Same thing,
rising is the same thing, right?
basically.
Is Leo. But I learned, and I feel like you might know more about this than I do. I learned recently that your rising or your ascendant changes every few years. Do you know anything about that? Because my rising at one point, like years ago, was Aquarius. So I was like Aquarius, Cap, Aquarius, and then like recent years it changed to Leo. So it was Aquarius, Cap, Leo.
Are you sure you're not just looking at the two different astrologies? Because your ascendant won't change. It's based off of the time you're born. But there's like there's the different types of astrology and like based off of like which chart you're using, you can be different things. So maybe you just looked up a different kind.
I don't, is there more than one kind of astrology chart?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Different astrology models. Hold on, I'm just Googling what they're called because I actually just don't even know.
Yeah, and now I feel like I'm in, oh my God, the conversation that you and I've had around like
Oh, I
dimensions
found it.
and
Yeah.
like things that we grew up with that were called one thing, and then when we grew up it's like, oh no, it was actually called something different. Like no, it wasn't. Like I remember
Yes.
as this thing.
The
That's what it
Mandela
feels like
effect
because
or Mandela effect.
yeah, the Mandela effect. And
That's what it is.
I swear for years it was like I was like Aquarius, Cap, Aquarius, and then I don't know when it changed to Aquarius, Cap, Leo, but it makes so much sense. Like when I look at my life and the things that have happened and the person that I've become in my growth and just like all the things that have happened, it feels accurate to me. But
Hmm.
I'm very curious now. So there's more than one chart.
Bro, apparently there's six. I'm looking at it right now. There's six.
Well,
So there's natal astrology, which is the one that most people use. Like you get your natal chart. But then there's like horary astrology, electional astrology, mundane astrology, medical astrology, relationship astrology. And then I feel like at one point I saw a thing, there was like a tropical astrology or something, which I think uses like a different type of chart. I honestly don't know. I probably should have talked about this on my astrology episode, but we've really just focused on the one type. But that's really interesting that it changed. I wonder what that was.
yeah, and it's possible now that you bring that up, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's possible that one of them falls within a different one. But I know what's common is that my son has always been Aquarius and my moon
Mhm.
has always been Cap. And I'm a very like big hot mess of both because um my birthday falls right on the cusp of like the tail end of Capricorn and the very beginning of Aquarius.
Mm.
And what's crazy to me is that my mom is like a full Aquarius and my dad is like a full Capricorn.
Oh
So
my,
I'm
really?
literally, yeah. So I'm like a big mix of both of my parents and also like both signs. So I feel like I have conflicting energy a lot when it comes
Mm.
to certain things in my life. I'm learning as an adult how to deal with those two like the dualities
Yeah.
better. And I'm learning how to use them to my strengths as well. So being like, okay, when can I tap into this side of myself or when can I tap into this side of myself? Um, so yeah, it's been a really interesting journey with that for
Oh my God,
sure.
that is so interesting. Also, I knew that we shared the Leo rising, but I didn't realize
Yeah.
you were a cat moon. That's so interesting.
Yeah. So like
That's
those
cool.
emotions are intense.
Oh, girl, I'm a Scorpio moon. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah. Like I just feel like I just yeah, things get really intense. I think like I overthink everything. I
hmm
analyze everything.
That's me, the analyzing. It's like the
Yeah.
Pisces wants to feel it out and just be, and the Scorpio's like, no, bitch. Like, we gotta figure out why this is happening.
Yeah. And like
A lot.
I think something that you're really strong at is like being able to like express the emotion. Whereas for me and like that kind of cap side of things, like I feel like I suppress a lot.
Mm.
And unintentionally half the time too. And that's something that I notice where it's just like I'm feeling a lot of intense things or I'm overthinking a lot, but like the actual releasing part or the expressing part is challenging sometimes.
It's funny you say that though, because if you remember, I used to be the complete opposite. Like I repressed
Mhm.
everything. I didn't like so the what you see me as now expressing is like such a new version of Alexis just within like the last couple years. But yeah, I am trying to get better. I've actually noticed recently that I've been like hiding my fears from myself, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Like,
yeah, I
and
get that.
it's like I like deep down it's there and I just like push it down and I pretend that I'm not like it's not real. Like I don't even acknowledge it. And I remember in Mexico I had like the biggest breakthrough because I had come to the realization and like actually acknowledged to myself and like had verbally like I said it out loud one of the fears that I had been really holding on to. And it was like as soon as I like actually just let go and allowed myself to be like, yes, I am scared of this. It was like I had a complete mind shift and I was like, oh my God. And then it happened again. What day is it today? Monday. It happened again yesterday. So during my coaching training for holistic modalities, I was in like one of the workshops and the girl and I were together and we were doing like the EFT tapping, because that's one of the modalities that I'm learning.
Right.
And so like we do it, like we practice on each other, and she was doing it on me and like she was asking me like the questions and stuff, and I realized that like there was another fear that was just like hiding in my brain that I hadn't actually vocalized or verbalized to myself or to anyone else. And I was like, mother trucker, here's another one. Like, why do I keep doing this all of a sudden? Why is this happening? So that's now something that I have to work through.
You know what, though? I'm really glad that you were able to figure that out, like acknowledge it and kind of identify what that was so that you're actually able to see it and work with it now, right?
Yeah.
And I completely empathize with that like that challenge just because I definitely do the same thing. Oh, I feel like I don't do it as much anymore, but there was a point in time in my life where yeah, I would just like pretend the fear wasn't there. And that's
hmm
why when a lot of people like, oh my God, it's just crazy. Like I'm having such a moment right now, looking at myself in one period of time in my life and remembering just like the feedback coming from different people and different sources where you just remember the compliments or the insults or like the overall kind of like perception people had of me was so different in the specific way than it is now because of this like hiding my fears. Because I remember a big thing, people are like, oh, you're so fearless, you're so this and so that, and
hmm
you just kind of run with it because you're like, yeah, like I am. But no, like I had fears and I was just pretending they didn't exist and I wasn't acknowledging them, which really hindered my growth in a lot of ways. And like it needed to happen for a reason.
hmm
Um, and now I see that in hindsight, and I'm like, okay, well, this all obviously happened for a reason, and now I'm able to grow from it. But I think one of the biggest downfalls with that was just like when you when I didn't acknowledge those things, like they don't become real. And it's like when you're distorting your reality, like when something's happening or you're afraid of something happening and you know it's kind of happening and you're ignoring it, like that's ignorance. You're
Mm-hmm.
ignoring that thing that is happening and you're living in a different reality that not everyone else is living in, so you're removed from the actual present reality that you're living in. And I feel like that caused me problems with, certain people in my life and like the relationship I had with myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you bringing this up is definitely um like it's a common thing that you and I have for sure. And I'm happy that we're both like growing from it and we're able to acknowledge these things now. And I know for me, like my therapist has really helped with that, just even with like emotions as well. So just like naming the emotion and knowing
Mm-hmm.
that like you're safe and like this emotion is not going to kill you, like just see it, acknowledge it for what it is, like you can name it if you want, and then like just work through it. And don't be like, oh, I am this thing and it's going to like put me in a dangerous spot. Just like naming what it is and working with it, because I think at one point I was just like, I am this and it's going to kill me, or whatever it is, like
Yeah.
whatever drastic thought I had.
It's so interesting too because one of the things that I've learned is that like you also need to actually feel your emotions. Like, and I don't mean feel as in like the typical way of just like all of a sudden you have anxiety or like you're sad or whatever, but like actually feel where it is happening in your body, like identify it. Like, is it your throat feeling blocked? Is it a heaviness in your heart? Is it like your stomach having butterflies? Like, actually feel what it is that you're feeling and put focus towards it so that you can, like, your body can feel and allow it to be released rather than you just like crying, ignoring all of the other signs of it in your body and like you suppressing it and holding it in. It's not something that I've started to do, which I think helps.
Oh, 100%. I don't think I ever understood that concept until genuinely like maybe a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that was really challenging for me. And you're right. It's like feeling where it is in your body, and allowing it to kind of move through you,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that it's temporary. I think that's something I really had to wrap my head around too, is that, if I'm feeling sad, it's like, first of all, like giving myself permission to feel sad. So saying, okay, Selena, you're feeling sad, or I'm feeling sad, and giving myself permission and knowing it's okay, and knowing that um, I used to try and like run away from the like maybe the perceived like negative
Yep.
feelings, versus just doing what you said and like just allowing yourself to feel it, feeling where it is in your body, and like caring for yourself in whatever way you can, and knowing that it is temporary and you don't have to let that emotion or that feeling define your entire life, essentially.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, you know what I learned the other day from a podcast? I think I don't remember if it was the Huberman Lab or if it was someone else, but so I knew this already. Nervousness and excitement are like the same feeling in the body, right? And I learned
Mhm.
that what differentiates it is literally your breathing, which that
Mm.
was the part that I didn't know. And like, horrible person to bring this up and not know all the details, but I don't remember which breathing was which, but one of them is like more shallow breathing and one of them is more deeper breathing. And so if you're feeling one of them, if you just start altering your breathing, your brain will automatically think it's the other one. But now I can't remember which
Interesting.
was which. So I'm going to have to look that up and put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely put in the notes. I'm so curious around that, because I'm thinking too of any time I've felt nervous and like what kind, and that's the thing too, because if you dive into nerves, it's like, are they nerves in a productive way, or are they nerves in a danger kind of way?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a whole other thing. I'm curious to see your notes now.
Well, I mean, it won't be notes. It'll just be like which breathing is which.
Yeah, or like, or
But
put a link to wherever you found that.
oh, I could do that too. I'm trying to remember. Like I really feel like it was the Huberman Lab, but I listened to a lot of his podcasts, so it's gonna take some digging. I'll
Well,
figure it
I'm
out.
curious, so I can't wait to see it.
I'll figure it out. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah. And so what next question? I feel like that astrology one went on a tangent, but I love it.
Oh, absolute tangent.
The next question was, what is your human design?
Okay, I don't know that much about human design. I'm on a journey to like discover more about it, and I feel like I learn a lot through you and like a few of my other friends that are just more like tapped into it.
Hmm.
But my human design, I do know, like I am a projector. So I do
Yeah.
enjoy learning about that and learning about how I can use certain things to my strengths and also learning how to like understand my overall system better. So that's definitely been really helpful. But yeah, I'm really open to learning more.
Honestly, since learning that you were a projector, I feel like I understand little aspects of you so much more. Cause I'm like, wow, this makes so much sense.
Oh my God, Kay, like what? You have to describe
Okay,
what do
so
you
like as a projector, when you're feeling like drained or you've been around people for too much, like you need that time alone to kind of recoup. And like I don't know why, like I don't really ever feel like that. Like if I'm just sitting and doing absolutely nothing, I can still be with people. Like I don't care as long as my brain doesn't have to be on. But projectors really like literally need that alone time. And like if you have a projector in your life and they just like need some time alone, they like say no to hanging out, or like if you live together and they just like fuck off to their bedroom or something, like you can't take it personally because that's them needing to recharge. It's like when there were times where like we were gonna hang out and you're like, actually, I'm really tired. Like I just want to stay in, like blah blah. I'd be like, oh, why is she doing this? So what a bitch. Like, not actually, but now I'm just like, okay, no, like I get it. Like this is how her energy works. This is how her energy flows. Like it makes sense. It's just little things like that. I feel like there's three of you in my life that I know of,
Oh, really?
which is wild. Erica's a projector. So my older
Oh, I
sister, for
see
those of you who
that.
don't
I
know.
see that.
Right. And like
I see that.
we only just found out that out like a month and a half ago. And like even that alone, she's like, holy crap, this makes so much sense. She's like, she feels like very validated in a lot of her like feelings and decisions about things, because like she always just thought she was like not behind's the wrong word, but like when everyone else is like so on something and like you like just can't
Yeah.
keep pace, it's because she's a projector and she needs the time to just chill, like the other people or probably generators don't need that. And then my one of my friends here, Angie, she's also a projector.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
know.
I
It's so
obviously
fun.
don't know Angie, but knowing Erica, that it makes so much sense. And then yeah, everything you said um about me and like our relationship, it's so true. Like it's
Hmm.
spot on. And that's something that really helped me. And you brought up a great point around Erica. It really validates kind of how you feel about yourself and
Hmm.
the way that you operate. And you bring up that point is so, so true. And I didn't really know that about myself. Like I knew that about myself without having to like take a quiz or figure out um what my human design was. I kind of already had a sense of it, but it just
Hmm.
puts it into words. It puts it into something that is like tangible for you to take and use and learn and grow with. So when I figured out, you actually need to just go into your room or like go into a space or just go spend time with yourself, whether it's outside or go take a drive or a walk, whatever, by yourself, so you can just recharge and reset. It just, yeah, it really changed everything. And now I know how to communicate my boundaries and like boundaries and my needs and like these things with people that I love so that they understand, hey, it's just something still needs to do. It's not personal. It's not on Alexis. I'm not mad at
Hmm.
Alexis or I'm not, upset with anyone. I just simply need that time to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
And it's like for me, because I'm a manifester, for those of you who haven't listened to the episodes where I've mentioned it. And the manifester's energy, like it comes in waves. So like when you'll be like super inspired to do something and literally get like everything done for an entire week. And then for like the next 3 days after, it's just like you have absolutely no motivation. Like, and so like I'm still working corporately at the moment. And I always thought that it was just like me being lazy or something, that like it would take every freaking ounce of energy in my body to respond to like the simplest email. Like I just do not want to do this today. Like, and it would be the biggest struggle to get any work done. And then there's days where I'm like up and I get like 20 tasks done in 3 hours. And I'm like, how has this happened? And then when I discovered human design and like I learned about like the different energy centers as well and like how everything works, I was like, oh my God, this makes so much, like it just validates, like I don't feel guilty anymore for the days where I
Yeah.
don't really want to do anything. So I'm like, no, like I know that I need this. And like as a projector, I'm gonna just put words in your mouth here and see if you resonate with it. But like, did you ever feel guilty needing to have time alone? Like you felt bad or like that you shouldn't have been like, not, I don't want to say ditching plans because you never ditched plans, but like avoiding plans with people or like pulling yourself out of things because you needed to be alone? Because I feel like for me, that would make me feel guilty, but I'm manifesting. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, totally. I definitely resonate with that. Where sometimes I did feel guilty or confused as to why I needed so much alone time. I
Mm.
was like, is there something wrong with me? Um, are there emotions around this person or this group of people or this activity that I'm like avoiding? And obviously sometimes there is truth in that, but I think what I learned more is that it's actually really simple. You need to recharge. And I find when I'm able to regulate myself that way, and I don't need to be alone and like, just like trapped in my room for like necessarily days.
Trapped in.
Because that's the thing too, like as someone who like overthinks and gets really caught up in my thoughts, that can also be like a little bit more detrimental. So I
Mm.
try to like regulate myself, but I find if I just take the opportunity to um get still for a second and acknowledge what's going on, listen to my body, understand what I might need. Um, if it's like, okay, you know what, just take this one night and then you'll have so much energy now that's built up that you can go and use for X, Y, and Z throughout the week. Or, if I have like three things happening on the weekend, it's like, am I going to do all three? And if I have to do all three, where are you finding time to recharge? Are you recharging during the week so that you have now all this built up energy you can use on those three things? Because if not, you're going to burn yourself to the ground and you're going to have no energy left
Hmm.
to exhaust into the things that you want to do. So it's getting like strategic now in how I want to recharge my energy and then use it in the week. And I think that's also something as I've gotten older and just as years have gone on that I've become more protective of is how much energy and like who I'm giving my energy to and what I'm giving my energy to, because I know I have a very specific amount of it that I can use before I have to recharge. So
Yeah.
I'm like way more mindful and strategic about where I'm using it.
I just love that it's such like a handy tool. Like the way that you're now living your life and organizing your life, it's making it easier for you because of just this one thing that you've like discovered. Obviously, you started doing it once you realized that you needed alone time, not necessarily once you realized you were a projector, but oh fuck, it's so helpful, man. Like
It
so
is. It's
helpful.
so helpful. And you brought up such a good point about feeling guilty too. And I have felt guilty. And sometimes it's hard because not everyone's going to understand the things that you need, or some people don't value that.
Hmm.
And that's where I've also learned that, the people in my life that understand, and it goes both ways. Like it's responsibility on the person receiving the information and the person that's communicating it. So if I am just not communicating with the people that I care about, that like, hey, you know what, I just need a day. This is how like my system kind of operates. I really want to make sure I'm like present when I see you. So in order to do that, I want to take tonight off kind of thing. Like as an
Hmm.
example, like I think it's my responsibility to communicate that, but also if the person on the other end is just not willing to budge at all, then that could look like our relationship just changing and evolving going
Hmm.
forward, where I'm like, you know what, I have to do what's right for me. And if we can't find like a happy medium, then it might just be something where that relationship or that friendship or whatever it is evolves somewhere else. So I've had to say no to certain things and certain people, and I've had to, grow and move on from certain friendships and things over the years, but it is what it is, and you just have to do what's right for you.
It is okay. It's so interesting that you say that about communicating because it's okay. So you know how I told you I went to, for those of you, well, actually all of you won't know this. I went and got a Reiki massage. So it was like a deep tissue massage with chakra Reiki healing afterwards. Um, and okay, so I got that on Friday and it was like the most amazing thing. But in it, she was like telling me which chakras were blocked and which weren't, and whatever else. And she said that my
Ooh,
throat was unblocked. Okay. Which
okay.
if you remember in Mexico, so guys, I'm going to go on a little story time here. In January, before I went to Mexico, I had like probably one of the most difficult life experiences that I've ever been through, which I'm super grateful for now. So you don't need to feel bad. But at the time, it was like extremely difficult. And I remember being in a car with this person trying to like speak my truth, and my throat chakra was so blocked that I physically couldn't get the words out. And I remember looking at them being like, I want to say so many things, but my body physically won't let me say it. So I could say other things, but when it came to actually speaking my truth and how I was feeling, like I just could not physically get it out. And I was like, oh my God, this has never happened to me in my entire life. Like my throat chakra must just be so off balance. Like what the heck and Bob is going on? And then I go to Mexico, right? On this like spiritual enlightenment journey, whatever, there for the month. And at one of the sound baths that I went to, because on Saturdays I would go to this free sound bath on the beach, that was at 8 a.m. So like right after sunrise, it was beautiful. Um, Everything was in Spanish. So of course I have absolutely no idea what's going on. And there was a lady there who had pulled some cards at the beginning of the session because there were people there who would like speak and we were doing like breathwork exercises and then it was a sound bath. So it was kind of like a more of an act an activity one. Like I don't really know how to explain it. But anyways,
Yeah.
I go up to her after and I'm like, "Do you speak English?" And she goes, "Yes, of course." And I was like, "Can you explain to me what the three cards were?" Because I don't speak Spanish, so I didn't understand anything. And then when she was like explaining them to me and showing me what they were, they like A really resonated and I like was tearing up. But B, she just looked at me and she was like, "Oh, honey." And I was like, "What?" She goes, you've got green stones on your throat. Like you have like basically green for the heart chakra stones blocking your throat chakra." And then
Oh
also told me like
wow.
another one was off balance. She was just looking at me and she's like, "You got to start speaking your truth. You have to start like informing and forgiving people and forgiving yourself for things and blah blah." And like that's the only way you're going to unblock it. And I was like, oh my God, the fact that she just freaking looked at me and saw this, I was like, you are like really in tune with your energy working, obsessed. um but anyway, so I've been like since then working on it. And as a manifester in human design, which is where this link comes in, my strategy is to inform. So for me to be able to live like the path of least resistance in my life, it's to tell people what I'm doing before I'm doing it, not in a way of asking permission, but literally just to be like, by the way, this is what I'm doing. And so I go do it so people don't feel blindsided, they don't feel left out, etc. Um,
Ooh,
and so
interesting.
since she said that and since I've come back from Mexico, I've been doing that a lot more with the
You
people in my
have.
life and just being
You
like, you
have.
know what? Like instead of jumping around like an excuse, for example, not wanting to go to something, I'm like, you know what? Like this just isn't a priority for me right now. Like I'm not really interested in going. You guys go ahead. I'm not going to do it kind of thing. Instead of being like, oh, well, maybe I'll come, maybe I won't. I'll see how I feel. Like I just tell them straight up. And then with work, another trait of being a manifester is we just hate being told what to do. Like any type of person trying to control us or trying to order us around is just like fuck off right now. Like I'm not listening to anything you're saying. And so
Mm.
with work, like it's fine normally because I am my own team. Like there's no one else that I work with or that tells me what to do. And then I had gotten a new manager and he wasn't really understanding that dynamic. And so I was having some problems. But ever since I've started like just telling him what I'm doing instead of just doing it and not saying anything, our relationship has gotten so much better. And then I went to this Reiki lady the other day to get the massage and the Reiki, and my throat chakra is unblocked and balanced. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I actually started living my design and like, and intuitively just like speaking my truth. And it freaking worked. But I'm like really excited about it.
That's so cool. I
I
I
know.
know how much you were, I guess, struggling with that situation specifically, and
Mhm.
the fact that you were able to just make such a minor shift in what you were doing by just, like you said, living your design and
Yeah.
doing what felt more like with ease versus resistance, which is just informing, like being like,
Mhm.
okay, hey, I'm doing this. Um, Completely changed your relationship with this person. That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, so far, we'll see how it goes, but I'm feeling optimistic about it.
I'm feeling optimistic for you. I feel like
Thank you.
it's come such a long way already. But that is really cool that they like when you went to go get that Reiki work done, that your throat chakra was now unblocked.
Dude, I am so obsessed with this lady. So for anyone in London, I will put this lady's info in the show notes. She was amazing. So she does like the deep tissue massage. I did the 90-minute because I'm bougie. And at the end of it, it was like, I think it was like the last 20 minutes or something. She puts the different crystals on each chakra. So like for those of you who don't know much about crystal healing, there's like certain crystals that are like related to each chakra on the system. We've got, oh, is it 7 chakras? I think it's 7. Um, so anyway, she like puts one on each spot and like starts doing her Reiki. And I literally like the crystal that was on my third eye, you guys, the third eye is like in the middle of your forehead. There was like a magnetic pull of energy throughout my forehead in all direction, like from all directions, right into where the crystal was. And I was like, yo, this is insane. And like, when normally like you feel things like that, as soon as you focus on it, they disappear. I was
Mhm.
focusing on it and it was just getting stronger. And I was like, ooh, this is so cool. And then
That's so
the
cool.
the heart chakra, like, that feeling of like startled in your chest when you're like, you get startled, there's just like that
Mhm.
burst of energy. So I'm like laying there all relaxed, all zen, right? Because obviously I've just had like this glorious massage. It's like spa vibes, zen vibes, whatever. And I just get like those bursts of energy out of my heart chakra. And I was like, but I wasn't
Oh,
startled. It's not like I was like flinching or like, like scared of anything. I could
yeah.
just feel it. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then she told me after that, obviously the third eye was blocked. The heart was still kind of blocked. Well, she used the words off balanced, but I don't know why blocked comes easier to me. And then she also told me that my root chakra was off balanced, which you
Mm,
guys, the craziest thing, ever since I've come back from Mexico, I've been feeling super, super displaced being in London. Like I haven't felt my normal like groundedness. I haven't really felt like in a state of flow since I've been back.
yeah.
And so the fact that she just like confirmed it with like, yeah, your root chakra's off balance, which normally it's like, that's like one of the ones where like, I know I'm good. Like I never really have to work on it. So now I went to the crystal shop today and I bought some more crystals and
Do you have them? Ugh, I want to see them.
I do actually. I do have them right beside me. Okay.
Let's see.
Guys, if you don't like crystal healing, then you can just fast forward this part, but I'm going to talk through my crystals that I just bought. So I got this little guy, which is like a pendant that has all the different
Ooh,
chakra
cool.
stones in it. It was in their 70% off bucket for like damaged crystals, but I don't really understand what is damaged about it. Maybe it like lost the string. I don't know. But it
Okay.
looks cute. I liked her. Um,
Cute.
I got amethyst because I didn't have an amethyst one yet. Where's my
Love.
telephone? I can tell you what they all mean because I think I took pictures of them all. So amethyst is for the crown and the third eye chakra, apparently.
Where's
Um,
my amethyst? Oh, I think I have it right here. Hold on. Let's
you have
twin.
your
Let's twin for
amethyst
a
too?
second. This is amethyst, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cute. Look at our matching amethyst.
Little twin.
And then I got the other one I got for my sacral. Was it sacral? Oh no, for my solar plexus chakra, which is the one right below the heart. It's yellow. And it like has like it fucks up your digestion and stuff when it's off balance, which I've also been experiencing since being in Mexico. Well, I want to say the last week of Mexico. But I got an untreated, so unheated citrine. So this is just like citrine in its purest form, because majority of the ones you'll find nowadays is heated, which is like um a different stone. I'm trying to think of what it was.
That's so pretty. It's like
So
it's so clear.
yeah, so it's a form of clear quartz, but I'm trying to think. There's oh, what was it called? There's like another stone that heating amethyst. They like heat amethyst and other geodes together and like create citrine as well. So I wanted like the untreated, unheated, just like raw form.
Mhm.
And then I got sandstone, which you know how I just like love things that spark, or sorry, sunstone. You know how I love things that sparkle? The
Yeah.
first stone I pick up is like the sparkliest sunstone ever. And like the
Oh,
other ones
that's
I
so
looked at were
pretty.
not sparkly at all. Like when I was trying to compare which ones were the most sparkliest. So I'm really excited about that. That's also for the sacral and the solar plexus chakra. I was just like going off. And then I got I got adventurine, which is like, sorry for my sounds, these green ones.
Oh, I love.
It's
I don't know if I've
tumbled. I
seen
don't
that.
normally go for a tumbled stone, but it was like really pretty.
It's really
And
pretty.
it
Yeah.
works with the heart chakra. So like perfect, 'cause my heart chakra is off balance. And it does a bunch of other stuff. And then I also got, oh, what's it called? Shungite, which has nothing to do with the chakras. I got it in like this cube format. But for those of you who are like worried about EMF waves and that kind of stuff, shungite will like protect you from all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to chuck this on my Wi-Fi router.
Oh, smart. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And then I think actually my favorite purchase, it was like the most expensive thing in the world. I don't know. It's not even a crystal, you guys. This shell to hold incense and sage and stuff. It's like so pearlescent and sparkly and it's real. Like it's all natural. And it's from the Philippines. And I was like, this is just the cutest little bowl because I don't have anything to hold my incense and sage. I'm always just like chucking it on a plate.
Honestly, like
So
that, it's stunning. That is
beautiful.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
I can understand why it was probably more on the expensive side.
It was 30 pounds for a shell,
Yeah, it's beautiful though.
but it looks beautiful. I'm like so into it.
No, I'm into that. I really like it.
So yeah, those were the crystal things I got today. And then I'll just tell you about my day, guys. And then on my way back from there, across from the station, like I mentioned, there was like this Chinese medicine, like herbalist, I guess, like I don't want to say shop because there's a doctor there. So I guess like clinic. And I went in just to browse the herbs because, you know, I love my herbs. And everything was in Mandarin. So like there was no browsing possible. But B, I was chatting to the lady. And so she gave me like this supplement for stress because everybody on this podcast, I have been stress eating for the first time in my entire life. It's a really great moment for me. And so I'm going to try this and just see what happens. But I saw on their little services menu, they did ear candling. And I've been wanting to
Oh,
do ear candling for so long. Do you remember back by Oakville Place, there used to be the Dove Spa,
wait,
like
no, I
way
don't
back
remember.
when?
No, I
The,
don't remember.
it was like in the plaza next to the McDonald's, kind of where Plato's Closet is now. It was like on that
Oh,
corner, that
yes,
spot.
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes. Sorry. Yeah, I know what
when
you're
it was the Dove Spa, they had ear candling, and I think at the time I was just like too poor of a university student to be able to afford it. And I saw it here, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm so much more down to get it from like a traditional place rather than some like whitewash spa who doesn't actually have like the cultural practices behind it. So I got it done, and like A, lady was so nice, but B, she started giving me massages around my ear after, and then she was like, okay, flip over, I'll give you a quick neck massage. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm into this. So she like over my sweater was like giving me like the best neck massage, and she actually like worked down my back at some points too. And I was like, oh my God, like this is just such a nice addition to my ear candling purchase. Like I got like a free 5 minute massage.
Okay, can
Nice.
you hold on, back up for 1 second? I feel like I thought I knew what ear kindling was, but now I'm not sure. Can you explain it to me?
It's where like they put that little cone in your ear and they light a candle at the top of the cone and it like draws out all the excess wax. Because when you
Okay,
use
so
like a Q-tip or something to clean it, it just pushes the wax in. It's not actually good for you.
okay, so that is exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of like spiritual element to that
It's not
when
spiritual. So traditional Chinese medicine works with energy, not
oh, got it,
like
got
less
it.
spiritual, more with like energy and like the chi and the life force and all of that. Um, but it's supposed to like give you better circulation in the areas around the ear.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Got it.
I was
Clear.
like,
Thank
this
you.
could be fun. I'll just try it. And then with the extra massage, I was like, "Ah, 2 massages in like 3 days. I'm so into this."
But you know what, it makes sense that she massaged obviously like around your ear, but then around your neck because I feel like
Mhm.
this kind of area here, I feel like everything is really interconnected. So that makes sense that she did that. That sounds like a really great thing to experience, actually.
Yeah, she was a cute little lady. I liked her. I'm gonna go back.
Oh, that's super interesting. I want to get that done.
You should
That's really
find
cool.
find a TCM place. I'm sure there'll be tons in somewhere in Mississauga.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. There definitely will be. Well, thanks for showing me your collection as well.
You're welcome. I'm really excited about them. Oh my God. And the store cleanses them for you. So I don't even have to cleanse them now.
How are you cleansing them before?
It depends on the stone. You can like run them under water. You can just like literally cleanse it with sage. They did it
Mhm.
with frequency. So they like ding a bell over top of them.
Got it.
Yeah. It was really
That
cool.
sounds so cute.
I know. I'm really happy about it.
I love that.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Selena is actually the person who like started slash inspired me to go on my little spiritual journey that I'm on. She is the one that introduced me to yoga and like my all-time favorite yoga studio, Power Yoga Canada. And she is the one that's really just been there for me like along the way in terms of learning how to be vulnerable and express my emotions and like supported my weight loss journey from day one and has just introduced me to all the different modalities that she comes across, even in the beginning when I was like with our other friend teasing her about everything being super woo woo. And now I'm just like so into it and so obsessed. So, A, Selena, thank you for that. But B,
Oh,
I would love to hear
welcome.
about how your journey started.
Got it. Oh my God, that's so cute. I didn't actually realize that, but it's like cool to kind of be reminded of how you started your journey and like how maybe something that I had like created some spark of inspiration for you. So that's really cool because I've gotten to see like all of your growth.
Well, I've got to see all of yours too. But yeah, I literally think it started with you asked me to do wow words the 30-day yoga challenge with you at
100%.
PYC. Yeah. And I
I
think
think,
that was after I came back from London, but
yeah,
like it was before I had actually really started like losing weight. It was like right when at the beginning of when I started my fitness account, but it was like still a secret and no one knew about it. That was great.
Yeah, I think you're right. I remember that really clearly actually. And yeah, I think the 30-day yoga challenge, I'm happy that it did something for you because I think I had done that challenge like 2 or 3 times throughout the course of probably, yeah, like 2 or 3 years because I used to do it in the summer.
Hmm.
And that was something that became spiritual for me. It was not only something that challenged me physically, but it really required like my dedication and commitment to the practice, to my breath, to myself. And
Hmm.
I think it really opened up like a lot of spiritual doors for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that you did it with me that one time or like that one summer because I think you and I both got so much out of it. And I'm really happy that it also brought you into like a new community for yourself where,
Hmm.
it's not necessarily just one thing that like changes your life, but it could be that one thing that like opens doors to you changing your life drastically.
Well, I
So
think it did partially change my life because that's where I met Colleen, who like introduced me to what Reiki was and like a bunch of other just spiritual stuff. And then I also ended up doing the energy exchange there for a bit. So I actually ended up working there, which was great because then I got to do yoga every week.
yes, that's
Um,
right.
yeah, it was good.
I think you actually brought this up and it really reminded me in terms of, yeah, just kind of hopping on my spiritual journey. And obviously, before we had language to talk about anything
Hmm.
spiritual, it's not like you weren't on a spiritual journey from the day you were born. It just, you didn't like, I
Yeah.
personally didn't have the language, um, or like, yeah, like the dialogue to really talk about it. I didn't really know what it was. And obviously, now in this kind of period of time and in this climate, we just have a lot more like more resources to kind of help us talk about it. So I would say for me, so in 2013, I got hired to work at Lululemon. And that was kind of my first glimpse into personal development work and a lot of this like self-help kind of area of things. And I think that's what really got me into my journey as well. And not to say that the things before didn't help me get there because I think I've been doing yoga since I was in high school at some point, like probably grade 11, 12, maybe.
Hmm.
But when I was doing yoga at that age, like I didn't actually know like all of the benefits of yoga. I was just doing because I'm like, oh, I got to stretch. Like literally as simple as that. And now I'm like, oh my God, no, like so far from that point. Um, where just like connecting to my breath alone is like a very meditative practice. So I would say with Lululemon, it just really enhanced all of that. So not only was it like the company was really focused on self-development and self-growth, and were providing resources constantly to their employees, whether it was like books, events, things like within your own training and like the things you do every day. Um, or if it was just like, hey, like we have the benefit of going to different studios to go work out or go do yoga together, and like also incorporating a lot of like elements of yoga into our work,
Hmm.
which is like a very big conversation. So obviously, like I won't dive too far into that because the company has evolved in a different way since then. But I just know when I first started yoga, it was like a really big part of the company. So I think that's definitely what started my journey in a really clear way. And then just from that point, I just became almost like obsessed with learning about it. So whether it was like going to self-help events or reading about self-help, self-development, books, tools, resources, and just like surrounding myself with people that enjoyed that kind of stuff as well.
Hmm.
And when it came to spirituality, I just think spirituality is something that is so fluid and it comes and goes in your life. And, or at least for me, like speaking from a place of it just is something that with life experience and the things that yeah that you just go through, you are able to tap into different parts of your spirituality. And I think now as an adult I'm just giving it more attention, so I'm more aware of certain things and therefore I'm able to like speak to it. So yeah, I think Lululemon definitely is like what started my journey. And now like being around you, being around other people, and like finding other resources that help me stay connected to my spirituality have really
Hmm.
helped me like grow and continue on this path.
I love that. So on along your journey, I have seen you grow through so many different situations in terms of like relationships ending and learning how to work through limiting beliefs and like self-doubt and the passing of close family members and all of those types of things. So I'm just curious, like what are the different modalities that you've come across? How do you work through those things? Like what are your practices?
Um, that's a good question. Okay, when you say modalities, what do you mean?
So like basically like what do you do?
Oh, okay, so just like different things that I do.
Yeah, sorry, modality I feel like is a very not a common word, so maybe I
No,
won't
no,
use
no,
it anywhere.
no, that's okay. No, I didn't know if there was like something specific about it, but no, I completely hear that. Yeah, I would say there are like a variety of things that I've had to experiment with and try and just like work with as I kind of go. Um, when it came to the first one you mentioned, so like I remember going through like a really difficult relationship in my life,
Hmm.
and when that ended, I was just in a place where I felt like I had to reevaluate everything. And so like it felt really clear on knowing that that relationship had to end, but I also was like, okay, well, I feel shaken up right now. Like I feel there's only a few moments in my life that I can name that I felt like really shaken to my core. And like
Hmm.
I don't know, we can get into that like another time, but like the core of my body, like this like middle section of my body has always since I was like a young kid been like, I don't know, like the strongest part of my body physically, yes, but also just like I've always just had some kind of energy going on, like
Mm.
my back and my tummy, like
I'm
abs everywhere.
curious. I'm curious what your authority is in human design because it could be like that. That's one of
I would say
them. So I'm
maybe
like so curious now. I gotta look
you
this
need to
up
walk
now.
me through it. You need to walk me through it. But yeah, so after that relationship ended, I was I was very much so in a place where I was like, okay, I feel like I've been shaken to my core. Let's just pause for a second because clearly, Selena, you were moving really fast in your life, doing all the things, going after your goals, trying to maintain that relationship, trying to just do all of the things. And I think you were missing things. I think you were suppressing things. I think there were a lot of things I wasn't paying enough attention to. And so I'm like, okay, let's pause. Let's take care of myself and let's pay attention. So at that point, what I felt like I needed to do was take a step back. I was like, okay, in terms of like career things, let's maybe take a step back from that and just like take a break from like relationship type things. I'm like, just take a step back, like just go have fun, be single, enjoy your time with your friends. And like one of the biggest things I did in that period of time was like really connect one on one with so many friends, like so many friends, acquaintances, like people I haven't even known for that long. And I think it really built a strong foundation for a lot of the relationships in my life that I didn't really have before, like that, just like that foundation where I became a better listener. I was just meeting up with people just to like catch up with them and genuinely hear about their life and talk about maybe goals that they have and learn about them. Like there was no catch to it. Like it
Hmm.
wasn't to network, it wasn't to do anything. It was genuinely just to like have connection. Um, so I feel like I needed to do that. There was the point in time in that period where I was like incredibly depressed. So my brother had been really involved with going to like self-help, self-growth and development type of events, specifically with what a lot of people would probably know who like Tony Robbins is. So
Hmm.
my brother was really involved in that kind of community at one point, and I just know it helped him a lot. And at this point, I was feeling very desperate. I felt like I needed perspective,
Yeah.
and I'm someone who's like quite strong in my values and in my thoughts, and like I can definitely be stubborn sometimes. So there's like a little element of skepticism there where I like to keep all options open, but I also like to remain like true to myself. So I'm like, you know what? I see how this really helped my brother, did my own research, and my parents were like, you need to take a break from life right now. Like we think you should go with him and just go gain some perspective and learn about yourself. And that's what I did. So I went with him and it was truly so life-changing. And this isn't necessarily like a plug to go to these events. Like, yes,
Hmm.
for me, it was really transformative and it was super life changing because it was a really intense 3 days of like inner reflection. Um, and obviously too, like when you go to anything, when you go to school, when you go to a course or a seminar or whatever, like you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And then if you're going to just go home and then fall back into the same habits and routines you're always in, nothing's going to change. Like unless you actually implement those things, then things will change. So I just remember coming back home from that Tony Robbins seminar and understanding myself a little bit better, knowing how I feel about certain things, and just essentially just getting me out of my funk a little bit and being able to take now new skills that I've learned and being able to implement them into my life. So that was something, a lot of reading, but I would say a lot of like just pure connection, like meeting up with people, connecting, enjoying moments of life. And like it's so funny because as I mentioned, like I really wanted to take a break from career and work. And I was like, I'm just gonna go full time at Lululemon. That's where I enjoy being. This is where my people are right now. It gives me like a sense of growth when I'm there. It gives me like community when I'm there. Um, and I just really wanted to take like a break from like the hosting kind of aspect of my career and like that the
Mm-hmm.
entertainment side of things. And it's funny because the only reason why I wanted to take a break from everything, like reevaluate my circle of friends, reevaluate my career, reevaluate relationships, is because that one relationship shook me up so much. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I have to reevaluate. And it's funny because when I was like taking a break, all of a sudden, all of these career opportunities just started like finding me and like landing on my lap. And I'm like, what the hell? I was supposed to be trying to take a break. And they were opportunities that were incredibly aligned with my values at the time and my values now, and that have like created this ripple effect to all of the things I'm getting now. So it was crazy how like that one thing in my life ended, and then all of these other things were born.
It's interesting because just from an outsider's perspective, listening to this summary, what it sounds like is that when this relationship ended, you took the time to reconnect with yourself and figure out what was important to you. And what was important to you was making sure that the relationships you had in your life were authentic, the career you were going into was authentic and aligned to what you wanted. Like everything, even if the actions you were doing were like external, it was all because it was what you wanted internally. Like you were reconnecting to yourself and figuring out what was aligned for you. And as soon as you stepped into alignment, everything just started flooding in. That's so
I
cool.
I literally could not have said it better. Like you articulated that so well,
Oh, thank
and
you.
you're so welcome. And it's also crazy to me that this whole that cycle of what I just explained happened again recently, because
Mhm.
when my dad passed last April, that obviously was something that, again, the one of the few things in life that shook me to my very core.
Yeah.
And it's still like such a journey, but um I just know that when that happened, I felt the same way where I'm like, okay, you just need to like chill for a second. You need to take care of yourself. You need to have time to grieve. You have to,
Mhm.
connect with your family and make sure there's like an aspect of taking care of each other as well, and taking care of your dad's matters. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just put things on pause for a little bit. Um, let's not worry so much about career right now. Like, yes, you have your full-time job and um, you're able to like, support things, but let's just take a break. Let's just chill when it comes to like events and all of these social things. It's like just chill, just like pause
Mhm.
for a second. And like lo and behold, like a few months after my dad passed, like I got this opportunity and I was like, what? This is an opportunity I've been like waiting for. And not, I don't want to say waiting for like, oh, I'm just like sitting on my butt and like waiting for it. Like I've been working towards it and like waiting this time to like
Mhm.
jump into this opportunity. And then another opportunity in like another part of my career also came up at the same time, and I was like, this is wild. Like I know this also could be a test where I'm like, okay, just say no because you're overwhelmed right now, but
Yeah.
it's also an opportunity where you're like, you know what, this also could be a gift, this could be a blessing, and if it feels aligned, run with it. And that's what I did. And it's opened up so many doors from that moment where it's just so interesting for me to wrap my head around, like the first time that I feel like this really happened, and now this is happening again, within the last year. So I'm really curious just to see like where my life goes from here. And Obviously like the things that I still have to learn and grow from, but I just think that it's so weird how life works sometimes. It's like when
I
you're trying to like take a break from things, or you're trying to like, I don't know, understand what's going on, and then things just start falling into place.
but I wonder if like this was a sign from the universe on like a larger scale of just being like basically forcing you to take time to yourself because leading up to these events maybe you weren't putting yourself first, or you were kind of like we talked about before, like suppressing certain emotions and not really like focusing on ourselves, and it's like these happened and now you're forced to do that. You're forced to take that time and really step into your alignment, and then once you're back in alignment and back in flow, these things start flowing in. Who knows?
I think you're 100%
We
right.
just
And I
got to do
think,
it more often.
yeah. And it's like, I don't want to have to wait until these really like drastic things happen in order to step into it. So I think it's a really good
Mhm.
point you bring up. And maybe that's a lesson that I'm not learning as quickly as I want to. So definitely, definitely gonna archive this podcast so I can listen back to it when I need it.
We are running out of time, so I'm going to close that beautiful tad of knowledge here. But I do have my closing question. Are you ready?
I
I
don't know. I'm
didn't prep you
excited.
for
I'm
this.
excited and I'm nervous for it.
Okay, what would you call this chapter of your life?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know.
Hmm. Okay. I was thinking about this the other day, and when things just come to you, like when like whether it's like a voice or like a
Mm,
word or something, just kind of like you're like, oh, you're like that
divine
feels,
downloads.
yeah,
Yep.
literally like a pure download. Um, this came to me, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I don't know what specifically sparked it. It feels like this chapter of my life is hopeful slash inspired.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think something, yeah, I don't know what it is that I saw, but it just like it gave me a new perspective, and it made me really hopeful for the future of like humanity, but also like my life individually. um and that thing also, like, it just inspired me to see a new way of life where it's like, oh, like I wasn't actually thinking of that before, but that sounds really aligned with who I'm growing into becoming right now.
Ooh, I love this.
Yeah, so I think that's the clearest thing, like the thing that feels most clear to me right now. So I would say hopeful slash inspired. And I
Mm,
think I needed like a little bit of a hit of inspiration. And obviously
mhm.
inspiration ebbs and flows. It's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I'm like constantly inspired. Like, we're human beings. I would love to say I'm always inspired, and I feel like I am inspired a lot, but I'm not always inspired every
Yeah.
second of the day, every day for 365. But I think I just needed that like hit of inspiration, and I think I got it. So I'm hoping to carry that energy throughout this next chapter.
I love that for you. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. I'm so
Thanks.
happy that you're happy.
Thanks. I'm happy you're happy. Wait, what would you call this chapter of your life?
Oh, I don't, no one's asked me that question back.
My girl,
What?
you just asked me. I gotta ask you.
What would I call this chapter of my life? I really feel like I would just call it growth, because I feel like that's just what I'm constantly doing. Like I don't really know what encompasses the chapter, like when it starts, when it ends, but I feel like so far all of 2022 has just been like constant growth, like whether it's been a setback or like a divine download or like whatever it is, like everything that I've experienced and that I've started doing has just been a form of growth in one way or another. So, yeah, I
I
am
love that.
growing.
I see that for you. You're growing too at a really rapid pace, like not rushed. I just feel like every time I talk to you, like you're learning something new and then you're implementing it into your life. Like it just feels like you're on like this trajectory, which is really cool to see.
Thank you. Okay,
Love.
so plug yourself. Where can people find you? What's your Instagram? What are your things?
Yeah, I would say you can find me definitely on Instagram most. So my handle is at Selena Jasmine, and that's spelled Selena, and then Jasmine is Jasminee, mostly because Instagram wouldn't let me spell Jasmine the regular way with one E. But that's where you can find me most. And from there, you can find me in other places too.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been
Thank you
so
for having
fun.
me.
I
It
love
has
our
been
little catch
fun.
ups.
I know our catch-ups are always bomb. I love them. And this felt just like a normal catch-up, which is great. So hopefully it translates good into this podcast for
I hope
anybody
so too.
listening. But thank you for having me. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait for you to launch and just be thriving with all the conversations you have.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode from Selena and I and got some sort of knowledge or inspiration or some sort of download from it coming from two people just like you.